everyone, welcome back. It's Dan with Boulevard.com here to provide a guide to those in the market for a used wheelchair van on what do we need to inspect on both the vehicle itself but also the modification. These vehicles are very, very expensive and you want to be sure that you buy the quality of vehicle that you are intending to purchase. When you gain access into the vehicle, it's all going to start with your power door. An unreliable power door is not going to allow for that ramp to be able to deploy out and access to be in or out of the vehicle granted. Power doors are going to consist of three main rollers. You're going to have an upper roller, a middle roller, and a lower roller. As this door is opening or closing, what we're going to look and inspect for is a loud clunking noise, a door that is opening and reversing back shut, any physical damage on the front of the door. In this case, this is a Honda and it's got a bump limit switch. We want to inspect this and make sure there's no cracks or large gouges or tears in this, as this will prevent the door from closing. Here's a good example of the energy in action when the door is closing from the inside. Most of our products are going to have this power door harness down in that lower door track. Again, inspecting this assembly to see if there's any broken links or any sign of damage that at any point is going to cause for replacement. Here's an example of a Schlepp harness, power door harness that has got some issues with it, and in the event I was going to purchase this vehicle, it's clearly going to need some replacement and attention. Areas where this is supposed to be secure with the P-clamps are no longer holding it. Just the general condition of this just does not appear to be in optimal working order. Inflow ramps are not going to really give you a full access to them. However, at the door when it is open, you're able to locate rollers that this ramp is going to roll on when it's both coming in and out. If these rollers are seized or bind, they're going to cause additional restriction and drag on this, so that it's not going to allow for this ramp to come in and out appropriately as desired. Move this. When the accessible conversion is opening, you want to be listening to make sure you don't hear any grinding or cracking as the ramp's coming in or going out. Look on top of the ramp. We have multiple marks. Those are from the rollers underneath the floor that are there to help keep that ramp stowed in position quiet while we're driving down the road. Completely normal. Help keep that ramp stowed in position quiet. Fold-out ramp's going to allow for a greater inspection at the point of you looking at the vehicle. Here, the fold-out ramp motor has a cover. We'll simply pull that back, put our finger underneath there, see if we can feel any moisture or any of the gearbox fluid spilling out. We can also check any of this hardware nearby to make sure everything is tight and appropriate. In the event that you don't have any fluid or any loose hardware, it's a good sign that the customer has had preventive maintenance done and everything should be in tip-top. Inspecting the backside of this hinge and all of its hardware, looking for any visible sign of loose hardware or any cracks in these welds will help indicate a proper working hinge that has been serviced and maintained. Kneeling chains are located at the right rear of the vehicle. You can see here this chain in action. But we're looking for excessive amount of rust or links within that chain that obviously look like they've been seized, no longer bending. Taking the time to also inspect the wheels is also important. Here you'll be able to see it. This rim has got some pretty extensive curb rash. Now, in the event that this also struck a pothole and we've seen a crack in the rim, that is going to make it very hard for this rim to maintain tire pressure, ultimately resulting in you needing to replace the wheel. Inspecting the interior of the vehicle, the dash, and any warning signs is also very important. When it's running, you should be able to look at the center display and not see any airbag lights or check engine lights. In the event that you do, get those checked out from a qualified dealer to understand really what the root cause is before moving forward with the purchase. Operate other important features on the vehicle, such as your backup camera, your climate control, to ensure that when we go to its lowest setting, our air conditioning kicks on, AC lines, compressors, and all other components associated with the AC system it's operating as intended. Another important feature is to check is heated seats, heated steering wheel. Many manufacturers that when you remove either the driver or the passenger seat from the vehicle, the module that was originally located there is still located under that seat. A reputable wheelchair van conversion will relocate that module into one of the B pillars so that in the event that the wheelchair user is going to ride up front in either the driver or the passenger's position, those modules are still in play so that the other individuals throughout the vehicle still can enjoy the comforts of those features. Inspection under the hood is almost a must. After all, it is one of the more important parts of the vehicle. General condition of the battery can be seen just by removing a cover. If you have the ability to complete a battery test, highly recommended. Pulling the dipstick on the oil, looking at the general condition, the oil level speak volumes in itself. If the vehicle has access to where you can pull the transmission dipstick, highly advise that you do that as you can check the level. Also smell that fluid, making sure you don't have any burnt smell in that fluid. If you do, it's time to replace that. Negotiate that into your price. Also, you can see just what type of care the individual is taking care of the vehicle. Right here, this previous owner took the steps to minimize rodents coming in and chewing on major electrical components, both on that side as well as this side. These types of signs are showing that the previous owner of this vehicle really cared about this vehicle and genuinely took an interest in trying to preserve it and take the best quality care of it they possibly could. Here's a good example that if I were to pop the hood of a vehicle and it looked like this, I'd run away and not even consider purchasing it. Signs of this amount of excessive buildup just shows that the customer or the previous owner really didn't care about maintaining this. I can clearly see in here that this accessory battery is loose, at one point was replaced, and they didn't even bother to put everything back the way it needed to be. This again says a lot about how well this individual took care of it prior to you purchasing it. This amount of excessive buildup just shows that the one point was replaced and they didn't even bother to put door jambs that are covered in an excessive amount of dust, salt, or even rust is something that's a sign that things are starting to decay, and really you want to stay away from those. In the event that it does appear to be at surface level, that rust has already started, and over the next year it's going to rapidly grow, causing for expensive body damages shortly down the road. Wheelchair accessible minivans are very expensive. As much as they are expensive, they are also very important to have reliable operation for the user, as able-bodied individuals have the ability to go through the other door, have other means to enter and exit the vehicle. However, wheelchair users have the access to one door and one door only. Taking the vehicle that you're considering into a reputable dealer to have them do a complete thorough inspection to offer up the greatest peace of mind, or offer up things that need to be serviced, things that need to be maintained on the vehicle, can also help you negotiate the very best deal possible when you're purchasing a used wheelchair van from a private party. If you've enjoyed this movie or found it helpful, please click the subscribe button. If you know of anyone that is in the market for a used wheelchair van, share this video with them to hopefully prevent them from purchasing a vehicle that's not going to serve their needs or cost thousands to repair to keep on the road. Thanks for watching.